court. It's a sort of an election tribunal that upheld the elections. And I'm actually in the middle of reading the judgment, and it's stunning how shoddy it is. So the elections were manipulated in a way that was very shabby and shoddy. And I think that this judgment is equally shabby and shoddy. I hadn't expected it to be very thoughtful, but I'm shocked at how incredibly lacking in thought it is. What worries me about Nigeria, a country I love, is that whatever we do today is our way of setting a precedent for what happens in the future. And so that's why I think it's so important to talk about the things that are wrong, because we're creating a kind of foundation for whatever will happen in our future.
So, but with that in mind, then how do you, obviously the president himself of Nigeria has denied any rigging, but the State Department in the United States has backed up the February results, saying this competitive election represents a new period for Nigerian politics and democracy. You disagree, so what do you think is down the road for Nigerian democracy?
I don't know, honestly, but I should say that there's also a European Union report based on people who are actually on ground during the elections, which is very clear about how those elections were rigged and were fraudulent. I want to be hopeful about Nigeria's future, but it's difficult to be. Right now, I know that we don't have the final word because the Supreme Court has not spoken, but I don't know that many people are very hopeful about that. And so, but the thing that's interesting about Nigeria is there's a sense in which one never knows. I mean, we've had such an interesting history, and so you never know. I choose to remain cautiously thoughtful. The one thing I should say is that young people across the country have become galvanized. This election really made people sit up and pay attention. And I think in the long run, that's a good thing for the country.
And especially in Nigeria, such a massive powerhouse in Africa. So, Ngozi Adichie, thank you so much indeed for coming, Chimamanda.
So recently, Wole Soyinka has reduced himself to one thing I don't know. I can't even describe. Often coming out to label the youth all sorts of names just because they are fighting for their destiny. This is something this same Wole Soyinka tried to do all his best in his time, but he couldn't achieve it. But because he has found favor in the platform of fame, that one or two people know him, so he's using the platform to tarnish the image of those who are fighting for their future, to get people who are fighting to get hold of their destiny, which is their country. Sanusi came out recently and encouraged the youth and even ordered the youth to sit up. Stop sitting down. Stop behaving like you don't know what is at stake. By the time these people are done with you, you will have nothing left for your own children. You need to stand up and fight and don't be intimidated. Be strong, be courageous. That was the words of Sanusi. But here is Wole Soyinka, an elderly man who should be encouraging people, encouraging the youth to keep going. And when the oppressors try to oppress them, you are supposed to come out and defend them and say, no, allow these children to do their thing. This is their time. Allow them to reign. You can't shine in your time and shine in their time. No. It is their turn to shine. Allow them. That is what Wole Soyinka should be doing. But unfortunately, wisdom has eluded him. He has reduced himself to what nobody can describe. Should I call him intellectual talk? Should I call him a radical? What? I don't know. Why should somebody be speaking that way? You come out to condemn this. Peter Obi was in your house recently. You couldn't relate issues with him. Rather, he went to an international platform, to a public platform, to say all sorts of things about him. Someone who take you as a father. No, that's bad.